Hey, what's up, docs? Ryan G here. And, I've noticed that a lot of chiropractors are trying to stand out from the crowd, trying to create a unique selling proposition so that they are different from everybody else that's in the marketplace. And one of the simplest ways that you can create a massive strategic positioning for your business, a unique selling proposition, is with speed. So speed really is king. I want you to think about how many businesses you interact with that when you send it, maybe you have a problem. You send a message, and what's the normal response time when you have a problem with a business? Some businesses never respond. Sometimes it's months or weeks or days or hours. But what if you made it your single goal in your practice to always, I kind of call it passing the ball back. So when you guys have noticed, if you've ever interacted with us, when somebody sends us a text message, boom, you get a response back. It's pretty fast. Rare occasion, it might take a bit, but usually 90% of the time, it's within a minute, you get a response back. Somebody sends us an email with something, boom, you get a response back almost instantly. Definitely, if there's a problem, you're going to get, we're going to be on it super, super fast. And what that does is speed kind of cures all the problems that exist. When you have an upset patient and they send a message that they're upset, like one of our clients got a really negative review because a patient signed up for a neuropathy care plan, paid the $6,000, got the equipment, went home and was having problems using one of the machines or whatever that they got, called the clinic and said, I would like to speak to the doctor. Now, the clinic said the doctor's not available, and then they, according to the review, whether it's true or not, it just was kind of left at that. So this guy ended up paying the $6,000, and he said, I refuse to go back to this clinic for the rest of the treatments because the doctor wouldn't get on the call. Now, an easier way to fix that would be, hey, listen, Mr. Jones, I'm super sorry. The doctor's in a meeting right now. As soon as the doctor's available, for sure by the end of the day, he's going to call you. And then the office manager probably needs to call that person, and then the doctor needs to call that person before you go to sleep. It doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Send that person a text message, say, hey, I just finished up my day. Are you free to jump on a call so I can figure out how to help you, right? So if it's impossible to respond quickly, you at least need to tell the person that you hear them and say, hey, I got your message. We're going to get back to you, at this time, whatever. This also applies. We had another client last week get a 1-star review. And to be honest, this lady is crazy. The review that he got is just stupid. The lady said, I think it was her first time ever going to the chiropractor. And she said, I don't understand what he did. And he put all of his body weight on me. And he should have his license revoked. I've watched dozens of YouTube videos of how adjustments are supposed to work, and he didn't do it properly. Lady, shut up. And then we looked at all of her other reviews that she's left for dozens of other medical places, and they're all negative. This is just a negative Nancy kind of person. But that negative review can impact this doctor's business pretty significantly. So when he saw the review, he sent me a text and he said, what do I do? And I said, well, immediately I would refund this woman's money. Not part of her money, not with the portion she didn't use. Refund 100% of this lady's money. Because one negative review will cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost opportunities. So it's not worth it. So he refunded the money and he said, okay, what's next? I said, I will send that lady a text message and say, I'm very, very sorry, whatever, and just apologize. And then I would call her and I would, again, just say, hey, I'm very sorry that you had a bad experience. I would listen to her and then kind of just let her know, hey, we're sorry. We're not the right doctor for you. We've gone ahead and refunded 100% of your money, and we wish you the best. Don't ask the person to remove the 1-star review, because that doesn't usually work. But if you over-deliver to kind of fix and correct that problem, generally what we've found is that good people, normal people, will go ahead and just remove that negative review on their own, because they saw that you did something that most business owners just don't do. Most business owners, when they get that negative review, they just ignore it. And they're just like, oh, well, that sucks. But they don't actually care about you. They don't care about trying to fix the problem. But when they do fix the problem, that's how trust is built, trust is strengthened, because they actually did something normal businesses don't do. Speed is king. When somebody sends your office a text message, you need to respond instantly. When somebody calls your office, you need to answer the phone immediately. Or if you guys have ever called me at 813-789-9868, I don't answer the phone. But as soon as my phone rings, I have that like automated text thing that happens. So it automatically says, hey, you've reached Ryan with BlowUp Local. I'm not available to answer your call right now. What can I get you information on? So now they automatically get that text, and then the person will usually say, hey, I want to learn more about how I can get new patients with you, or something like that. And then we start the conversation. So at least have one of those text message follow-ups that you can push real quick in your business phone. So they do get a response. That allows you to process a lot of patients at a single time without getting trapped. There was a point with our firearms training business that we were getting 1,000 phone calls a day in June of 2020. Could you imagine, could your office even handle 1,000 phone calls a day? Frankly, the only reason we were able to process that many is because we had a system to convert strangers into buyers automatically. We had our phone system already dialed in, because I don't like answering the phone for people because they ask the exact same question over and over again. So we would just all day, phone would ring, boom, hit that button that automatically said, hey, thanks for calling Tampa Carry. I'm not available to answer the phone right now. This is the date. It basically just answered the top 5 questions everybody asks. Here's a link to sign up, and boom, it worked. And if people had a question, they would just text back and forth. But it allowed us to speak to dozens and hundreds of people at a single time very easily without wanting to pull our hair out. Speed is king. This also applies to getting new leads. This is probably one of the most frustrating things I see with the clients and stuff that we work with. I think doctors think that when somebody fills out the form and they request to schedule an appointment, they're under this false pretense that you're the only doctor that they're considering. And I've shared this in other episodes, but if somebody is trying to schedule an appointment with your office and you don't respond very, very fast, they are scheduling an appointment with somebody else. They will just go to the next person on the Google business listing, your competitor, and it's a race to see who can respond to that patient request the fastest. Yeah, they're definitely not waiting. They have a problem. They want that problem solved. I've learned, and I'm sure you guys are the exact same, I will usually call 5 or 6 different companies, leave a voicemail, send a text message, whatever their process is, fill out a form, and then whoever the one that calls me back first and schedules the appointment, that's usually the one I go with. Which, it's funny, that's also the same process when I'm hiring new employees for BlowUp Local. I create this job listing, right? I push it out there. I invite a bunch of people that I think are qualified candidates. And then we've got some pre-selection or whatever, but generally, the person that responds the fastest is the person that gets the job. It's funny, I haven't hired anybody new in about a month, but somebody just posted to me and they're like, I invited them to this position over a month ago, and they just responded and they're like, hey, is this position still open? Bro, no, it's not open. Because if it takes you 30 days to respond, I don't have time for you. I'm not going to hire you you'd be the worst person ever for my clients. I need people that when I send a message, you are like on it, because we got things to do. So anyway, if you want to be successful and you want to have a successful practice, you have got to respond to your patients' needs, wants, desires extremely fast, because the bottom line is they don't have to do business with you. And if you want to really, and maybe here's part of the challenge of this episode, and maybe you guys do this already, call all of your competitors in your local area, call them and just see what their process is. See how long it takes them to answer the phone. See if maybe their staff says weird stuff on the phone. See how long it takes for them to respond to text messages or voicemails or emails. And then you have to be significantly faster than them. You have to be much friendlier than them. You have to solve problems in a more efficient manner than them. You know, it's funny, but good customer service, I think you would agree. The customer service in America in general has completely changed since 2020. People are not very friendly. People are very rude. So when you have a business that actually provides really friendly customer service, it actually is refreshing. It's wildly different than what you expect, because it's just not normal in today's society. So that is a very easy way for you to gain a competitive advantage over your competitors, is simply to do things that they are not willing to do. So if you are a chiropractor who wants to gain a massive strategic advantage over your competition so that you can dominate your local area, eliminate that feast-famine cycle, and get a consistent flow of new patients into your practice, send me a text message at 813-789-9868, and I will show you how the chiropractic marketing system can help you achieve that goal. So that's all I've got for today, Doc. So until next time, keep moving forward.